So which is the storyline that leaps out to you? I'll give you the dealer's choice from the Week 2 Sunday. What do you got for me on that, Chris? What leaps out to you the most?
Probably Chris Jones looking like Chris Jones, which I don't know why we were surprised. But in a game like that, when the offense was sloppy, I mean, they're benching tackles, they're leaving points on the board, all types of stuff. The defense stepping up, the pressures went up from I think like 13 last week as a team to like 24. So collectively the impacts felt, but also if you went through every money down in that game, he affected all of them. I think he had 5 pressures on third down, 1 on fourth. They don't win that game without Chris Jones. That was a great performance. And it's like 100 degrees out there. My man came off the long break and looked great.
Yeah, and defensively, I mean, that's what would give me so much hope as a Chiefs fan normally. But just to see what you're talking about against a team that wants to, for a second straight week, put your pelt on their wall to put wind in their sails. But that's what it is like to defend a Super Bowl championship. So to see that, as you know, how difficult it is to defend a Super Bowl championship, to see that in Jacksonville after what happened against Detroit, despite, the offense not looking like it's on tilt, I thought that was huge, Chris.
I think the offense came along in the middle of the game. Jacksonville kind of gave them life with that 4th down, and they did a really good job in the middle 8. They had some nice drives, and then on top of that, I think the biggest theme is offensively and as a team, but mostly offensively, the new guys have to buy in and make the plays that they're being asked to make. Tony had the drops last week. It looked like for a second he's the shot in the arm they needed. They targeted him like 3 times in a row. They got something going. Then he puts the ball on the ground. Tackle, obviously, that's a well-beaten path. But Watson with a fumble, like guys that are supposed to step up in this era of Kansas City Chiefs football have to step up. And I think defensively, you nailed it. They can hang their hat on that. Snead did a great job. We were like, what's going to happen with Ridley? He kept him bottled up. And Spags talks about it. They have 2 guys that can play inside and out. McDuffie in the slot last week, Snead in the slot this week. I thought the defense looked great.
Well, and I think you're referring to when you said 4th down, the Jaguars going for it in midfield late in the game on 4th down. And so I don't think Peterson would have ever done that, say, last year, right? Like that is an indication what others may see on tape of this offense and think, well, we'll give him a shot. Our defense has done very well so far. And that did. Maybe that's something when do guys, when they come off the field or when the offense goes on the field saying, what the hell do they think they're doing? Like, let's show them. Does that actually happen?
Mean, there's definitely a little bit of a like, oh, we're being disrespected. They think they can pick this up, that sort of thing. But I also think people know Doug, can be a little bit aggressive. This was a situation where, for me, it was a little bit of a head scratcher because you're playing that game in phase, punt the ball, play defense. That offense hadn't gotten going. So, that's the way it shook out for him, though, taking that risk.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.